Hi, and welcome to Super Anti-Aging. I just saw a news headline that really shocked me. And it was actually in a video, but there's news feeds talking about it. We're seeing a dramatic rise in heart attacks and strokes in so-called healthy or previously healthy young people. Athletes, people normally didn't have any of these conditions, getting heart attacks, getting atrial fibrillation. Why? And it seems to be post-COVID. There seems to be a direct link to whatever happened to the body to dysregulate it from COVID. Was it tied into the shots? Maybe. I don't know. That could be part of the conspiracy, issue. But we do know that there are dramatic changes in the body from COVID. Turning on of the cytokine storm, the immune system. Maybe it sped up the aging clock. So now we're seeing what might have happened 10, 15, 20 years in the future in young people. Maybe the heart aged. Maybe the cardiovascular system aged, so you were starting to get blood clots. Maybe you damaged the mitochondria. So the mitochondria, it's like having a car with spark plugs not working. That engine's not going to work. I don't care how great your engine is. If the spark of life is not there, an engine ain't going to work. And eventually it's going to break down. And that's what we seem to be happening. Is it just lifestyle? Well, maybe more people vaping and drinking. But this is happening in people who are healthy. Or thought they were healthy. So I think the good news is that you have a lot of interest in this right now. Post-COVID phenomenon, people who are getting chronic fatigue and cognitive functioning issues. Well, it's not going to kill you. This can kill you. And I think getting the right testing is so important. Don't normally do advanced testing on healthy people. Why would you? Why would you do an inflammation marker or, platelet functioning or any of these advanced testing in a so-called healthy individual? Well, we have to change this. And maybe if you had COVID, especially a couple of times, you're not really healthy. What a mind-boggling concept. Well, again, the good news is there's lots of advanced testing available. We do that in our office. Dr. Liz does this in her office. And there are a lot of other functional medicine doctors. Unfortunately, a lot of functional medicine doctors are very expensive. A lot of them don't accept insurance, so that's a big issue. And even a lot of people don't have medical insurance. Healthy people don't really think about having health insurance. Well, again, the good news. The good news is there's lots of online sources now of home testing. And that's great news. And then interpreting these tests so that you can see if something is going on before you have the problem. And then because of the information exchange between functional medicine doctors and scientists, almost overwhelming amounts of information, there are tools. There are tools to deal with these. Okay. There are hundreds of thousands of supplements out there now, but there are many supplements that have track records, okay, that can affect mitochondrial cell functioning, that can help make sure, and this is a myth that absolutely drives me crazy. Okay, we're going to clean out the body, we're going to detox the body, I'm sorry, those are snake oil terms, okay, if I was selling snake oil, that would be my pitch. You don't detox the body. You don't clean out the cells. Okay. What happens is you support those mechanisms. There's a mechanism called autophagy. Cell cleaning happens all the time. They've seen it exercise and resistance especially. can help with autophagy, cleaning out the cell. There are certain nutrients, nutraceuticals, dozens of them, that can help support autophagy, the quercetin and fisetin and a whole list that can help with this process. And that can support the cell membrane so junk goes out of the cell. You're cleaning out the cell. Yes, support liver function. That's detox. The liver is constantly detoxing poisons and drugs and toxins and chemicals. How efficient is your liver? Well, blood tests, unfortunately, in general, just measure liver disease. You'll have an SGOT, you'll have liver function measurements, blood test measurements. But again, we don't look at optimal. We look at disease. Well, that's kind of important. You might have disease or malfunctioning liver that you don't even know about. So that's important. Again, detoxing the body. Well, microbiome. That cesspool of stuff down there. That's how you detox the body. You feed a healthy microbiome, with appropriate probiotics. Maybe doing a probiotic test and finding out what the balance is. And looking at, how you can manipulate and change your diet to support a healthy microbiome. That's detoxing. And of course, not taking in things that are putting a toxic load on the system through your diet. And again, this is personalization. We all have these generalizations. We love to generalize diet, and we love to generalize supplements. And again, it's personalization. And that's difficult when we practice 10-minute medicine. Come in, got a problem? Okay, fill out the chart. We'll do a couple of basic blood tests. You got the problem. We'll give you the pill. Go exercise, get sleep, de-stress. Wonderful. It doesn't really do much, It's doing a patch on that tire that had the nail, but it's not going to prevent you from riding on more nails and more damage and then coming in for more patching until you got to get a new tire. But, we're at that point where you're not getting new organs. Well, maybe through regenerative medicine. That's really, really exciting. The idea of supporting healthy stem cells. So this isn't an infomercial. I see some of these podcasts are not really informational. They're infomercials. And this is not about being an infomercial. This is about opening my listeners up to possibilities. Home testing. So important. The right testing at your medical office or wherever you choose. The interpretation. There's a nice test now I'm starting to integrate into my longevity program, the phenotype test. And basically, phenotype. Gotta get that right. Anyway, and you could put in your numbers and get a basic idea of biological age. But it's not going to measure the speed of aging. And that's going to be really, really exciting. And to close, yes, there are general nutrients that you absolutely should be taking in. I have probably dozens and dozens going back a couple of years of sulforaphane. I think I was one of the first out there talking about sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is made from glucoraphanin, which is found in cruciferous vegetables, specifically broccoli sprouts. And now if you go online, you're going to find literally dozens and dozens of, websites promoting sulforaphane. Rona Patrick talked about it. All these people talked about the sulforaphane. You're not going to get it basically eating your broccoli. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Maybe from a little bit of, your cruciferous vegetables. But unless you have an extraordinary healthy microbiome that's going to convert the glucoraphanin into sulforaphane, it's not going to happen. There are a lot of companies now that they don't tell you they have synthetic. They don't put a little thing in there. Synthetic sulforaphane, because sulforaphane generally is not stable. So if you had real sulforaphane, mostly it's going to disappear unless they magically combine it with something, maybe cyclodextrin. I don't know. The best way And the same thing I say about glutathione supporting your liver is to make the glutathione. Yes, I love liposomal glutathione, very specific liposomal glutathione I use, to clean up the liver. That's what we talked about. How do you clean up the liver? That's real detox. But getting back to sulforaphane will support liver functioning. It's anti-cancer. It'll support your mitochondria. It's anti-aging. It's anti-inflammatory. But get it in a way your body is going to make it. And the best way is by having a food, horseradish, combined with the broccoli seed and the glucoraphanin. And when it's taken into the body in a time-release capsule, it will release sulforaphane. And you will make lots and lots of natural sulforaphane. Don't be hoodwinked because they have these headlines that say, oh, it has so much. Why would I take in synthetic sulforaphane? Why not have my body make it? And so I deal with the seed company, has the patent on it. They were the original. And by the way, when you see a lot of these products, is it organic? Well, if it's coming from the seed, is it organic? Well, that's very, very important. Does it have glyphosate? Well, I deal with the seed company who makes the product. I'll be glad to, let people know. I don't want this to be again an infomercial. They can go to Steve Longevity at Gmail, and they can ask some comments, or, I have a contact information on Steve Longevity. I can send you the company with a discount. Okay. If you want the one that is the original that makes sulforaphane. Okay. And then we can talk about how you might be able to get into a longevity program. That's not going to cost $50,000. Oh my gosh. I've seen these sites now, that want to sell you, again, being a little, hostile now, a snake oil. Oh, we're going to put you on a super detox program. No. Let's look what's off. Let's fix it. And then the body's going to do what it's supposed to do, which is daily detox. During sleeping, during not eating, it's going to detox. So we come to the end of this podcast, and I hope this is valuable information for you. Please share this podcast. Please put comments or questions so I can do what I love to do, is support people in being and creating optimal health and wellness.